All right, welcome, brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen. Today's broadcast is about this man who has been arrested for selling fentanyl laced drugs to the rapper Mac Miller before his death. This is Wednesday, September 4th, 2019. So, family, a California man has been arrested for selling rapper Mac Miller drugs laced with fentanyl days before his death, the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced today. Authorities say 23-year-old Cameron James Pettit and others agreed to sell Miller, whose given name was Malcolm James McCormick, 30 milligrams of oxycodone pills, as well as cocaine and Xanax, approximately 2 days before he was found dead in September 2018. Well, the 26-year-old rapper Miller, who was known to many as Ariana Grande's ex-boyfriend, but was a respected rapper in his own right, was found dead by his assistant at his San Fernando Valley home on September 7th, 2018. Pettit, a resident of the Hollywood Hills neighborhood in Los Angeles, gave Miller counterfeit oxycodone pills that contain fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid that is 50 times more potent than heroin, according to a DEA press release. Authorities believe Miller snorted those pills prior to his death, the release added. So, let me make this clear. Mac Miller was actually a drug user. That's what we're saying. If you're reading between the lines, we're saying that Mac Miller, although he was 23 years old, he was a drug user. That's why he's dead. So, the Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner, coroner, determined in November 2018 that the 26-year-old rapper died from mixed drug toxicity. The drugs in Miller's system included fentanyl, cocaine, and ethanol, the coroner found. Now, I read in other stories about his death that alcohol was also involved. Anyways, it says, quote, while another alleged drug dealer supplied McCormick with other drugs prior to his death, and like I said, he was a drug user. According to the affidavit, those narcotics did not contain fentanyl, the release said. Pettit has been charged with 1 count of distribution of a controlled substance. He is expected to make his initial court appearance on Wednesday afternoon in the United States District Court in Los Angeles. It is not yet clear if Pettit has legal representation. Quote, fentanyl disguised as a genuine pharmaceutical is a killer, which is being proven every single day in the United States, said United States Attorney Nick Hanna. We are aggressively targeting drug dealers responsible for trafficking illicit fentanyl, which has become the most deadly facet of the opioid epidemic. We are committed to slowing the number of overdose deaths and prosecuting those responsible for spreading this most dangerous opioid, unquote. If convicted on the drug trafficking charge, Pettit would face a maximum sentence of 20 years in federal prison. Well, I have a word or two to just add to this story. You know, I'm not surprised that the DEA are working aggressively to target even the drug dealers of fentanyl. Because after all, this particular drug and opioids targets mostly white people. And so therefore they're going to work aggressively to try to stop it. But you notice we didn't get that help when it came to crack cocaine. As a matter of fact, if you recall, you looked at it as a criminal activity instead of a health crisis like you see your own opioid epidemic. You looked at it as a crime, and then you targeted those black people and locked them up for a lot of time. You pointed your finger at them, you laughed, you scorned, you ridiculed, and you humiliated us in the process. I remember, if you recall, back in the day when crack cocaine first became a thing, our media, and I'm going to name that source, it was 60 Minutes, because I saw it with my own eyes. I remember it as if it was yesterday. They showed each and every one of us how to actually cook it up. They showed you how to take the cocaine and cook it up, what to use, how to use it. They showed it on their national television to set us up. They targeted black people to use crack cocaine. We found out the truth through sources like Gary Webb, who was the author who exposed the CIA and FBI and other law enforcement agencies who infiltrated crack cocaine into the black communities, especially our communities. They infiltrated those drugs in our communities after they tested what the results would be in another country, and that was in Chile. I read about the whole story. I read about it because it was documented. And for those of you who have not read about it is why you don't know. But that's the reason why I can speak on it, because yes, it has been exposed. Gary Webb paid his life dearly for exposing the truth. And as we know, even to this day, the truth can be very deadly, because the status quo and those who are so evil and don't want you to know the truth, those are the ones that can't stand it when we tell it. But I digress. Here it is, the opioid crisis affecting white culture, and they're working hard to target the drug dealers. But they didn't do this with crack cocaine. And they're not locking up white people for using opioids. They're not locking you up. Shameful. But this is the karma, I'm saying, that's coming back to bite you, if not slap you in the face for your evil actions. This is the karma that is coming back to you because of that. You are now going through this, and it's affected one of your great artists by the name of, or stage name of, Mac Miller. So you see, that's exactly what has happened. That karma has come back to bite you in the behind. You have set out to get people on drugs. You have set up a system by design to bring down a people, the foundational black Americans specifically. And we are still standing. And now you are being hit with much more than just an opioid crisis. You just don't even realize it, though. See, you don't understand how the Creator works, though. The most powerful that you are not even in touch with. You're clueless about. But there are things working in the background that you're not even aware of that is going on, that I feel for you. Because you have not repented, you have not atoned for a thing, and you don't take responsibility for your actions. Although, you point that little finger of yours and you tell everybody else to. So now you are being affected by an opioid crisis and so much more that you're not even aware, that's just around the corner. I don't know either. It's all being exposed every day. Every day that you look around is something else is going on. Exactly. So I don't know what it's going to be, but I can tell you what, every time we turn around, we're seeing God's work. So I'm going to leave it off there. This is really to expose, hopefully, to our youngsters. Please, whatever you do, if you have friends of other ethnic backgrounds, if they're into trying out these new drugs, be smart and be wise. Because what they did to us in the past, they can do to you now. Bringing out new drugs and then showing you how to use it. It'll be to your detriment. Do not fall for it. If your friends are doing it and they're of other races, even if they're the same color as you, if it don't make sense, it don't make dollars. Don't do it. This is the New Black Media. Thanks a lot for watching. I appreciate your time. Don't forget to subscribe on your way out. We'll see you in the next broadcast. Peace, love, and life. I'm out.